Hey everybody, so today I want to do a pretty cool list. I don't think I've ever done this kind of list before, so I want to talk about my 5 favorite maps in Guild Wars 2. So this is just going to be really ranked around just everything. The look of the map, the events that go on, the hearts, and just the overall like aesthetic and feel, and if the map is fun, that kind of shit. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, okay? So number 5 is going to be the Echo Vault Wilds. I absolutely adore this place. This is part of the End of Dragons expansion. This is the 3rd location that you visit. It is seriously fucking incredible. Now, there is a little bit of bias here, right? Obviously, I'm an Untamed main, okay? And this place is like the place if you're an Untamed. This is like your home, basically. At least as far as I know you. You're like the protector of this place, okay? Yeah, it's so fucking cool. I'm a big sucker for like jungles and forests and shit. And this basically feels like the Heart of Thorns, like jungle areas, like Verdant Brink, but on fucking steroids. I mean, this place is so dark and almost creepy, kind of. And it just looks fantastic. It's this insane, just, I don't know, it's a crazy place, man. It's really dark. It's not going to be a really bright map or anything like you see with other places. It's got what has got to be one of the coolest loading screens in the entire game. It's very cozy. And I also just love this map as a whole, right? We have Arborstone up here, which is technically a part of the Echo Vault Wilds, which is seriously fantastic. You have this grave area. You have some of the underground areas as well. You have this huge, weird-looking lake over here. You have this awesome village with a bunch of Tengu in it, which is pretty cool as well. So yeah, this village over here is really cool looking. I always really love this one. This is the one they show the intro to it. I also love this map because it feels the most fantasy-esque out of all the maps to me. The biggest problem I had with End of Dragons is that they went so apeshit with the sci-fi element of it with J-Tech and all that. And I really was not a big fan of that because beforehand, we had mostly a relatively grounded fantasy setting. There were a few things like golems and rifles and shit that didn't really make any sense. But it was, you know, like a cool high fantasy setting. And then we just went apeshit with J-Tech mechs and all this crazy J-Tech shit, having robots by us, and it just felt really off-putting. So this map, in general, is a map that I really enjoy because it feels like it strays away from that the most. And yeah, it also has two really good metas. It's got the Aspenwood meta, and then the Junkyard meta as well, that ends with you fighting a mech or whatever the fuck. Both of these are really awesome metas, and I also really enjoy the events around here as well. They're really, really fun. The hearts are also fantastic as well. My favorite one is when you disguise yourself as a Jade Brotherhood member, and you go in and you do various different things to basically fuck with them, which is hilarious. So you're not really... I mean, yeah, you can beat people up, right? But there's just... It's so funny to me because you're just fucking with them, basically. You're not, like, doing any, like, serious damage. It's just kind of, like, causing a bit of mischief. And to me, that's fucking funny. I absolutely love that heart. And there's just lots of good shit that goes on here, man. It's such a cool fucking location. It's also got gorgeous fucking music as well. And, yeah. So number 4 is going to be the first map, which is Seitung Province, which is basically Xingzhei. It's such a cool location. It is like the best intro you could possibly have to an expansion for this kind of theme. It is such a cool looking fucking map. So we have some of the more tame areas, right, with the Canthan architecture, such as the Xingzhei Monastery over here that isn't anything too crazy. There are a couple things, right, like you have some of the mechs roaming around and shit. But it's a pretty cool looking area. And then, of course, you have this awesome training area down over here as well. Really fantastic. I will also mention there's 9 hero challenges here, which is pretty awesome as well. We have a really cool fishing heart, which I really loved. Of course, the Seitung Harbor is a super, nostalgic location because this is where you... well, I guess it's only been out for like 8 months, but it's still nostalgic for me, okay? This is where you actually start off End of Dragons, which is really cool. You go over here to this vista, and you just have that really cool wide shot, and it's such a cool area. I love the little harbor over here. This is really, really cool. And then, of course, you have Orion's little hideout down here in Crystal Cave. And it's just such a cool fucking location, man. I absolutely love this location. I go here all the time. A lot of my videos in the early End of Dragons days. You also have this really cool snow area over here too. I forgot about this area. You also have a fucking sick ass jumping puzzle too. I forgot to mention that. It's such a cool jumping puzzle. But yeah, it's a really awesome location. Perfect for that starting location to End of Dragons. I thought they could not have done a better job with the starting area, like I said, of this expansion. It was really fantastic. I definitely consider this a middle of the line kind of expansion. It wasn't the best expansion to me. Path of Fire definitely took the cake, but it was a lot better than Heart of Thorns in my opinion. And yeah, I just love this expansion, man. It was so much fucking fun. So yeah, that is it for End of Dragons. Let's go ahead and move on to what my number 3 pick is going to be, which is the Crystal Oasis. Once again, the starter map to Path of Fire. You're going to notice that the starter map is a pretty big thing here. That I love. So of course we have Amnoon here, which also has a phenomenal meta event, being the Casino Blitz, where you basically traverse up there and you just massive verticality up there. And you traverse that whole area and collect these little coins, which then you can actually trade into some of the vendors over here in Amnoon. And you eventually come back for a bonus event, which you kill a Pinata, which is a pretty popular thing to do at Reset. And you have a chance of getting a infusion, which is really, really cool. I also just love the look of this area. It is the most like desert-y sort of area out of all of them. This one, a Domain of Abby. But it's just such a cool location. The music is phenomenal here. The events, especially the Forge group events, are really great. Whenever you get the Crystal Oasis event completer, there is a little glitch where you could do the hero challenges, the repeatable hero challenges, and you could actually, that counts as the event, so that's really, really easy to do. I also love the hearts as well. The Raptor heart, dude, what a fucking awesome location. It's also where you start off in the story, which is really, really awesome. The heart down here, where you're fighting off, not fighting off, but you're fighting against some of the douchebags in the tent and helping out the various people there that are injured. And then of course you have the protecting the farm, where you have the Forge come in and shit. This heart over here is also really, really cool. You basically aid a bunch of people. It's very much a non-combat sort of thing. And then over here you have, this is very much a combat sort of thing. You also have this really cool vertical location over here as well. Really awesome events here. There's a ton of escort events going on. You have a really cool protect event over here, where you have to protect this area. And it could be kind of challenging solo. I mean, when I was shit at the game, it was kind of challenging. You also have a ton of bounties over here. This was something that they did in Path of Fire, and unfortunately dropped afterwards. I don't know why they dropped it. I thought the bounty system was really cool, and they could have expanded upon it. It was this really cool, repeatable group open world activity that unfortunately they just completely dropped after Path of Fire. I don't know why. This was like one of the stupidest fucking decisions they made. ArenaNet does have a habit of doing this, where they create a new thing and then they just drop it after a certain amount of time. Look at Dragon Response missions. This is gonna piss off the raids. Okay, that got dropped. I know people were really pissed off, and still are really pissed off about that. Although I think strike missions are great, and are definitely way more accessible. But raids were cool, and there's also a few other things too. But the main things for me were Dragon Response missions and bounties. Those were like the coolest fucking things. I love DRMs. I thought they were great. I know most of the community hated them, but I fucking love them. And bounties, man. Bounties were fucking cool as shit, and they dropped them. I hated that. But yeah, this is a very, the most deserty area. I love deserts as a whole in these kind of games, so, yeah, it's so fucking cool. Number 2, right? 2 is going to be the Desert Highlands. This is a fucking phenomenal map. This map is so damn good. It does so many things beautifully. It's absolutely fantastic. So, it has an absolutely gorgeous post-processing effect. So some of the shit in the air, and just like, oh my god, it's fucking gorgeous, man. This has got to be one of the best looking maps in the game. Actually, I'd probably say it is the best looking map in the game, in my personal opinion. This one and the Desolation, which almost made the list, by the way. I know lots of people hate the Desolation, but I fucking love that map. You have all sorts of, oh wow, someone's doing a bounty? Oh god, if only I wasn't doing this fucking video, I would totally be doing that right now. But yeah, really awesome hearts here as well. Oftentimes I go and test out some builds for bursting people down. I also really like this Treasure Hunter meta event. And I'll go in here and kill some of the Choya, do this heart, which You just kill a lot of enemies. It's really easy and really like casual to do, and it's really, really fun. I really like this one. But basically, sorry if you guys hear that. My computer's having this weird thing where it's like unplugging and replugging in devices for some reason. I don't fucking know why. I don't know what the hell's going on. You have this insane fucking area over here with Prophet's Fall. It's just such a crazy looking location. It's just branded to shit. It looks fucking fantastic, man. And then the snowy area over here. Oh my god, this area is fucking gorgeous, man. Holy shit, do I love this area. I'm a sucker for snow maps. Probably because where I live, we don't get any snow, like, ever. I'm 22 years old, and I've only ever seen snow in this area 2 times in my entire life where I live, which is crazy. But this area is just absolutely gorgeous, man. I mean, look at the snow effects in the sky. The trees are covered with snow. There's so many damn trees. And so many enemies to fight, and it's just, oh my god, it's so cozy, so fucking cool. I'm a sucker for this, man. It's so awesome looking. There's also a living shitload of dynamic events on this map. Like, anywhere you go, you're gonna find a fuckload of events to do. You also have one of the coolest hearts in the game, that being the Choya heart. This area is so confusing. I don't get it. I have to oftentimes just kind of spam fuck shit and just try and find some stuff that counts for the heart. It's so cool, though. It's such an awesome heart. The music in it is so cool. You also have this really awesome location down here with the Brightwater Inlet, which is this really cool area that kind of reminds me of sort of like this beachy, summer-ish sort of looking area that looks really, really awesome. And of course, you have the Tomb of the Primeval Kings up here, which is a really cool location. One of the most awesome hero challenges in the entire game. This one right here, where you fight that that boss, the little rock monster thing, which I've seen so many times it knock people over. It's the funniest fucking shit. It does this attack where it basically launches you off of its platform. It's really hard to get back up there. And it's so funny because it basically tests people's ability to dodge. And a lot of the times people just don't dodge that attack, which is fucking hilarious to me. You also have a great alt parking location here of Tomb of the Primeval Kings as well to collect a bunch of chests, get some trade contracts, some unidentified gear, stuff like that. Really crazy cool location. And I also love going up here to this hero point, seeing this vista, and then doing the little the Griffin dive and coming all the way over here for my hero point trains. Really, really cool. I fucking love this map, man. This map is so damn good. It's a serious Hood classic, man. This is a certified Hood classic. Alright, number 1, Queensdale. I gotta say, man, like I said, I'm a big fan of like these nostalgic starter maps in game. Like, my favorite World of Warcraft zone of all time has gotta be Elwynn Forest. It's just such a cool, cozy, beautiful location. Alright, I'm a sucker for starter maps because oftentimes there isn't these batshit insane threats going on, like, holy shit, this is fucking world ending, they're gonna fuck this entire area up. But instead, it's these little hearts where you're helping out farmers and villagers and doing work for the local people in Queensdale, right by Divinity's Reach, which is fucking gorgeous, by the way, to help out, your local citizens of Kryta, which is super fucking awesome. This is just such a nostalgic location for me. The music, everything about this location is great. I mean, look at these houses over here. Just beautiful architecture. Like, this reminds me of some of the video games I'd play when I was a little kid. These kind of, these houses, which, yeah, they look like shit, but they do remind me a lot of when I was a kid, and, I'm a very nostalgic person. I wish I could go back to childhood, because my life sucks. So, yeah. Really, really, I mean, why do you think I play an MMO for over 2,000 hours? My life sucks ass, bro. I'm trying to get away from that shit. Yeah, really cool farm over here. The Shaymore Garrison is also a really, really cool location. Shaymore Fields, I mean, awesome. You have the little area. There's a fuckload of bandits in there. You have what is, in my opinion, one of the worst hearts in the entire game. That being the train with the militia heart. I fucking despise this heart. Every single time I go to this heart, I'm always like, God, I hate this shit. But it is a vanilla map, so that means it's going to have an absolute assload of hearts. 17 fucking hearts, which is one of the highest in the entire game. An extreme amount of hearts, man. This is crazy. There's just so much stuff to do on this map. and it's just gorgeous. You have the Shadow Behemoth world boss down here in the swamp ass area, which looks beautiful. And it's just such a cozy location, man. It's so cool. You have Beetle Run over here, or Beetle Town, my bad, not Beetle Run. Really cool. And you have the dam over here, and of course it sits right by Divinity's Reach, which is absolutely gorgeous. I also really like this area because a lot of the times, people will come down here to help out newer players. There's none right now, but I'm not exactly on peak time here. I'm on 12 o'clock on a what's today, Thursday, so a lot of people are at work and school and all that. Lucky for me, I got online school. Let's go. But yeah, man, such a gorgeous, cozy location. I just love it, man. I love this location so goddamn much. This foresty kind of area, man, so damn cool. Like I said, I'm a huge sucker for these kind of maps, so yeah, human starter zones are basically always the best starter zones in games to me because they're just the coziest. To me, out of everything, honestly. This one and Wayfarer Foothills were really kind of tied for me, but yeah, I'm a huge fan of this map, man. You have this fucking awesome garrison over here too, man. This area is so cool. Also very nostalgic because this is where you start off, and you go over here and you defeat the little Earth Elemental, Monir Olgoth, I think it was, escape. He's like, oh, bitches, fuck you guys. And yeah, it's so damn cool. I love this map with the fucking passion. And yeah, that is the top 5 maps in Guild Wars 2. I fucking love this game. I'm actually starting to get back into it again. I've taken like about a month off from this game because I've just been playing other stuff. But I think I'm finally, slowly getting back into it, which is cool. And yeah, that's going to cover it. There's my top 5 maps. Peace.